Greetings and salutations from my front yard. Sitting in this great chair that I love and enjoying my Sunday. I hope you are too. I know it's been a minute since I put a video. I was a little rushed last time. I went on a wonderful trip up to Chicago with my mom. Visit her hometown, go over her old neighborhoods. It was a lot of fun. It's also really exhausting, not just physically, the act of traveling, airports, jet lag, strange beds to sleep in, but emotionally as well, because my mom is getting older and, it's hard watching someone so vibrant have to deal with health issues, and we had to make a lot of adjustments, but we got through it, and now I'm home and taking some time to rest and recuperate, replenish myself. So physically making time to just sit and do nothing really. I'm so tempted to do some kind of craft project or clean up something or cook something, but I've intentionally given myself space to rest my body so it can heal. And emotionally, I attended a sistership circle online, and that helps me recharge who I am. It gave me a place to kind of release some of the emotions that I was feeling in a nice, safe place. And, just get things out of my head and off my chest. And I really just enjoy being in these circles. That's why I'm in a class to lead them, because I read this post the other day on Facebook about how women they just feel like they can't express their true self on their own Facebook posts. Matter of fact, some of them were calling it fake book instead of Facebook. And I was like, right, but in the groups, we tend to express ourselves more freely. And I was saying, this is the reason why I'm learning how to lead these circles, women's circles, because all women, all men, everybody deserve a place to just let their hair down and be wholly authentic and vulnerable, and a place to share what's on their mind and to not be judged, to release all that's being built up in them. And so I really enjoy having the opportunity to learn how to lead them. So there's full of meditation and ritual and movement and sharing, and it's just everything that I need. So that's one of the ways that I replenish myself. And then recuperation, just planning my next week in advance, trying to figure out what I can handle on my calendar and what I can't. To me, that's so important to recognize that there are times that I just don't have the capacity or ability to do as much as I did before, and to not beat myself up about that. So no judgments, to say, right, this is a down week. You're just not going to get that much accomplished. I find myself feeling guilty about that, and feeling disappointed in myself that I'm not as active as I used to be, and I'm not doing as much as I should be, whatever the heck should means. But then I catch myself in it and I go, right, it's okay. I am not, on some guided path that says you have to do this, and this every single day. I'm on a personal path and a personal journey to learn balance and to learn self-responsibility and love and self-care. And so that's what I remind myself, that no need to be hard about it. If you can't do what you want to do, take a moment, take a breather, and say, right, what is it that I actually can do? You know, what can I do right now that isn't going to make me push and then crash? So I read a single chapter in a book. And by the way, if you have not read this book, I cannot highly recommend it enough. Women Who Run with the Wolves. It's probably backwards, but I'll put a link in below. It's just fabulous. The wild woman archetype, stories of women who have just found a way to follow their own path, regardless of what their community thinks or what their family thinks or anything else, and being true to themselves. And that's why I make this YouTube video also, is because I want to create a community where people are just being who the hell they are. I love weird people. I love strong people. I love stubborn people. I love people on journeys. I love people on transformations. I love people who come from a hard past. I love people who are looking to find new ways to do things. I'm looking for a community of people who just want to be authentically themselves, and maybe are struggling to do that like I have. You know, struggle to keep up with what society thinks they should be doing. That maybe, you know, struggling to keep up with the shoulds. There's this wonderful commercial on Hulu right now. It's for a Halo Top ice cream bars or something like that. And it's like, you know, stop shooting yourself. And I absolutely love that commercial, because there's a woman in there who's like, I should be wearing, you know, I shouldn't be snacking. I shouldn't be taking this cover up on. I should turn the volume down. It says, stop shooting yourself. And I think, how many times a day do we should ourselves? You know, I should be cooking dinner every night this week. Yeah, right, whatever. I should be actively working on my to-do list every single freaking day. Yeah. I should be driving my kids every which way they want me to. I should. Oh, bullshit. It's all bullshit. The only thing I think you should be doing is prioritizing your needs and desires in a way that keeps you centered and grounded and happy. So you should be pursuing happiness. And let me caveat that, not at the expense of others. You know, not by hurting other people intentionally. Sometimes people get hurt unintentionally when we start prioritizing ourselves. But intentionally hurting people, I'm going to just caveat and say, try not to do that. So, today's question is, what is it that you have been shoulding yourself and feeling bad about? And how can you flip that around? What is it that you shouldn't be doing, should not be doing? So for me, I should be actively going through my to-do list and checking off each box as I write it down. Flipping that around, I will say, it is nice to check off things on my list. However, I do not need to pressure myself into getting them done, so I am therefore happy and proud of myself for moderating and not pushing myself to do everything on my list just because I think I should. So, like, subscribe, comment, share, and I will catch you whenever I make the next YouTube video. I should be making one, at least one a week. I'm trying to do 2, but sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, and I'm going to be okay with that. So, again, comment, what is it that you should, what are you shoulding? And remember that I see you, I hear you, and I love you. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and being part of this growing community. Mwah.